$80 is what I spent, so it's $80 hopefully worth of stuff. We'll see. This is a really pretty mother of pearl abalone Marisol bracelet. I love how it says lead compliant. What's that about? Brand rings a bell with me, so I'm going to check that out. Also, there were a couple of guest pieces, and here's a Liz Claiborne. Let's see. Well, it's marked Liz, trust me. And over here I have a couple of teeny bopper type pieces. They're not a ton of money, but they are cute. And keep in mind, prom season is coming up. So I know it's a ways off yet, but time flies. So you may want to start thinking about purchases and sourcing prom-related materials. So some of this is going to be really good. This is Promi. This is from that, what is that store called? It just escapes me. There's one in the mall, New York something or other. I don't remember the name. And over here, like I said, we have Guess. This is an Anne Klein. Here there's a pretty vintage goldstone, and also I found two Celtic necklaces. One still had the tag on it. I don't have it here, but it was from this lot. And I've sold Celtic gems in the past. It did sit for several months, but I did sell that for $24, including the shipping. So I think the Celtic gem pieces that I got will do pretty well. Also over here, I just wanted to give you, there's some more, you know what? There's another goldstone piece. It's an earring. And the funny thing about that is I've already misplaced the mate, which is amazing because you're going to hear me piss and moan through this video about how disorganized and tangled the jewelry was. Alright, so let's keep going. Alright, here we have two vintage bracelets, scarab bracelets. One's plastic, the other one is not. You know, the plastic bracelet's pretty big. So I think that will be interesting to post. And here's more vintage. Some of it's signed. There's a Weiss, W-E-I-S-S. Weiss is pretty popular. This has that mustard yellow piece has a twin, and that might be Bakelite. I'm going to have to take a quick look and see if that in fact is. So over here we have some of the more kooky, weird type stuff, I guess I would call it. You know, this is supposed to be some sort of ring. That's a ring up there. You know, oh, Avon. This is supposed to be a ring. Up there, I believe, see that long pendant with the gold, it's a gold tone with scrolling, and also the other pendant with a red stone in it. I am fairly certain that those are Edwardian, which puts them like very early 1900s. I'll have to take a closer look at them, but they strike me as much older than the rest of the lot here. Also of interest is this Juicy Couture pendant. I'm going to have to research these rings because they're stack rings, and they're signed. I just can't see what, you know, by whom. And also, another interesting piece is this one. Where'd it go? There it is. It's interesting because it's signed Emanuela. I'm reading upside down. You're seeing it upside down. Emanuela Designs. And I mean, someone went to a great deal of effort for that. It's cute. It's signed, artisan type work. People are really into that these days. So, you know, we'll see how it goes. I mean, if it's valuable, I'm clearly going to post it and sell it. I also might wait and take it to a show and sell it at a show, because it's something like this that would probably do better at a show. I really won't have a price for it until I take a look and see if the designer is known and if the designer sells or not. Something kooky that I found along the way in this huge 25-pound lot is it's like a prehistoric stone necklace. I say prehistoric, but you know what I mean. It's literally all like stones you pick off the ground, you know? Very strange. This is kind of a cute necklace. It's like a zigzag style. And over here, here's a very interesting pile of things. Two leaf necklaces. And here there's a fortune cookie. That fortune cookie does open. There's a camera. The camera's not marked. Also, here is a locket. Now that locket looks like Brighton to me. It does open, does have an inside to it that you can put things in, like a picture. However, I don't see that it's Brighton marked, so I'm going to have to do some quick research on that. If it is Brighton, I'll probably post it for somewhere in a range of $40 to $45. But, you know, I'm going to have to really be sure that it's Brighton. I don't want to post anything that, you know, saying that it is and it's not. Over here, I have a leather bracelet with rhinestones that is signed. I had a Michael Kors very similar to this. I sold it within 2 weeks for 35 bucks. So, you know, not bad if I can get that for that piece. It is signed. I have to research it. The leather is really high quality stuff, so I think that, you know, as long as it's a good designer, I think it should move fairly quickly. And over here is some really pretty older lamp work beads that were made into drop earrings. There's a goldstone in them, or at least a goldstone design to them. Very nice. I'll probably price them for $25. And we'll get to that in a minute. Over here, oops, sorry about my hair, everybody. Over here, that's a sterling ring. It's marked 925. And I have another locket. That locket, I'm going to have to, I'll magnet test it, and then if it passes that, I'll have to test it to see if it's gold. And also the lot had a lot of children's type stuff, you know, Claire's skull, and then there's like totally like irrelevant stuff. Like, what am I going to do with a you know, a key fob that has somebody's initials on it? Hello. And again, same thing over here. Somebody's junior prom from 2004. I don't think that's going to be, you know, helpful. And then over here I have this weird, that's actually a earring of a pink hand with a fake stone and another key fob. And dang, yes, literally, that is a necklace. I like it. This is a long grouping of peacock feathers on a chain, and so yeah, there were definitely a lot of odds and ends to go through. Alright, so I know what you're wondering. Oh, and here we go. I'm sorry. There were some Disney Mickey Mouse type things. There's a hand-painted glass bead that I really like. I'll probably keep that. It's really pretty. And let's see. Oh, so we're getting to the end of the video. Oh, and by the way, I have a massive. I would say I have another 10 pounds to go through. So I might do another video just to kind of recap everything and to tell you if I have anything else valuable. But if I don't, you know, it's probably simply because whatever was left wasn't really worth your time. So anyway, so we're getting towards the end of the video. As you know, I spent $80. I assume you should probably include the cost of the trip to and from and the time taken. So let's say all around $85 of my time just to go get the item. Now, I'm digging around in this box, and as you probably heard in the first video that I did, I was kind of getting a little overwhelmed. There were a couple reasons for that. The first and most important drawback to getting a Goodwill bulk, or really any bulk purchase of jewelry, costume jewelry and the like, is if they haven't taken care to keep them from getting tangled, you're going to be pulling stuff apart very delicately for a long time. That takes a considerable amount of time. Also, you're going to have to match up your earrings because again, if they're not being careful with their jewelry, you're just going to find stuff all over the box. So for me, that was a real major drawback, because I'm still not done yet, and it's taken, so far going through this box, I would say I've spent, an hour and 45 minutes just trying to untangle what I have so far. Now, obviously, I'm not showing you guys everything that's in the box. I'm merely showing you a demonstration of what's typically representative of what I found in this box. And even without the grand finale here, I'm more than covered. I'm not going to lose money on this. As a matter of fact, $80, I think at least with what I've gone through so far, I probably have made at least $160, just in my mind. And that's before this grand finale piece. Well, I'm going through the box. I'm like, all right, I got to wrap this up. I put my hand in. It was one of those things where I happened to grab out one more thing. And I grabbed out that. Now, at first I'm looking at it and I'm thinking, it's just like there's a lot of like dog chokers in this box for some reason. And when I found this, obviously it's not a dog choker, but it was along the same theme of like some sort of, bracelet collar looking thing. So I'm looking at it and I'm like, but this feels different, It had, it occurred to me that it must be quality that I'm looking at. And I became very excited because see if you can see that. Oh, come on. Are you going to focus today, ever? Oh, let me flip it over. Tiffany and Company 925. Really, really awesome bracelet. So I did some research on this. First of all, I authenticated it. It's authentic. Second of all, I tested it. It tested positive for being 925. I looked at this on eBay. There's one that's wider than this. This particular one, the average price without the box, the average selling price on eBay is $145. So, considering that I spent $80 on the box, and this piece alone is worth $145, hooray for me. But, I mean, that's a killer piece. I have some Tiffany pieces of my own, and it's a real pleasure, especially after, you're doing a lot of work, it's very labor intensive, and then you come across this little treasure in your box of stuff, whether it's a lot like I bought, or whether it's, you're in an auction house and you overlook something, that you bought in your box, and you find it and you're like, oh, this is so cool. So here we have it. It's a Tiffany silver sterling mesh bracelet. I believe the style name is Somerset. So I will be posting this on my, what I call my experimental account, which is simply -- vintage. And you can follow along. I'll post it in a few days. We'll see how it goes. And at the same time, although not in as nice condition, that is also, please, there we go. That is also a Tiffany piece from the same line. So, alright guys, there you have it. Thanks for taking a look with me. It was fun, it was frustrating, and I still have 10 pounds to go through. Happy hunting, everybody, and have a great week.